Pontius Pilate, the governor who faced the King of Kings. Pontius Pilate was a man of power. As the Roman governor of Judea, he ruled with the iron hand of Rome, enforcing law and order in a land filled with religious tension. He was a man accustomed to making hard decisions, commanding soldiers, and dealing with rebellions. But one day he was faced with a decision like no other. A prisoner stood before him, Jesus of Nazareth. Who was Pontius Pilate? Pilate was appointed as the fifth governor, prefect, of Judea by Emperor Tiberius, ruling from 26 to 36 AD. His main job was to maintain peace and collect taxes for Rome. Judea was not an easy province to govern. The Jewish people resented Roman rule, and uprisings were common. Pilate had a reputation for being harsh and ruthless, often clashing with Jewish leaders. At one point, he even brought Roman military standards into Jerusalem, causing an outrage because they bore the image of the emperor, something the Jews saw as idolatry. Despite these tensions, Pilate was still Rome's representative. His loyalty was to Caesar, not to the God of Israel. The trial of Jesus. Early one morning, the Jewish religious leaders dragged Jesus before Pilate, accusing him of claiming to be the king of the Jews, a crime of treason against Rome. Pilate knew the real reason they wanted Jesus executed: jealousy and fear. "Are you the king of the Jews?" Pilate asked. Jesus answered, "You say that I am." Pilate found no fault in him. He knew Jesus was innocent. His wife even sent him a message, warning him not to have anything to do with this righteous man because she had suffered troubling dreams about him. But the Jewish leaders stirred up the crowd. They demanded his crucifixion. Pilate, trying to escape the situation, offered them a choice. "Whom do you want me to release to you, Jesus or Barabbas?" Barabbas was a known criminal and murderer, yet the crowd, incited by the chief priests, shouted, "Give us Barabbas! Crucify Jesus!" Pilate was troubled. This man was no criminal. He had the authority to set him free, but he feared Rome and the people. So, in a dramatic gesture, he took a bowl of water, washed his hands before the crowd, and said, "I am innocent of this man's blood. It is your responsibility." Then, he handed Jesus over to be scourged and crucified. Pilate's weakness: power over truth. Pilate knew the truth but refused to act on it. He feared losing power more than he feared injustice. He asked Jesus, "What is truth?" but did not wait for an answer. He had truth himself standing before him and yet turned away. What happened to Pilate after Jesus? History does not record Pilate's fate with certainty, but there are several accounts. Eusebius, an early church historian, writes that Pilate fell out of favor with Emperor Caligula and was exiled to Gaul, where he later committed suicide. Other traditions suggest he was haunted by guilt for condemning Jesus and died in despair. Some legends even claim Pilate and his wife later converted to Christianity, but there is no historical evidence for this. Regardless of how his life ended, Pilate's name is forever tied to the crucifixion of Jesus, the man who tried to wash away his guilt. Pilate's story is a warning and a tragedy. He had the power to free Jesus but chose political survival over truth. He washed his hands, but no amount of water could cleanse his guilt. For centuries, Christians have recited his name in the Apostles' Creed, suffered under Pontius Pilate. His legacy is forever linked to the greatest injustice in history, the execution of the Son of God.